traditionally, there were two ways in which companies would think about hiring talent globally. And the most traditional way that companies think about is physically expanding, their offices globally. So you might have a multinational company like Google who wakes up one day and says, you know what, we're going to plant a flag in a country like the UK, and we're going to set up an entity there, and we're going to pay taxes there, and then through that entity, we'll now hire people. But the problem that creates is it's very time-consuming and very complex. And for well-resourced organizations who have a lot of time on their hands, it's a great way to go. But for most companies who maybe want to hire a developer or a head of sales, it can be a very expensive proposition, and it's like trying to kill an ant with a sledgehammer. The other path that companies would take would be to engage independent contractors. So it's sort of the shortcut approach of saying, I met you on Friday, I want to pay you on Monday, and I think you have a special skill that can help develop my business, and so let's just put a paper contract together, and I'll start wiring you money when you do good things. That can work and should be a part of people's strategy when it comes to engaging talent globally, but that also has its limitations. And you have people who run into compliance issues around that. There's all sorts of things around employee misclassification. And in addition, there are a lot of candidates all around the world who would never want to engage with a U.S. company, for example, in that method, right? You want more assurances, you want more security through like a traditional employment contract. So employer of record kind of sits at the nexus of those two ends of the spectrum, which is this nice compromise of having entities in 150 countries around the world that you can employ talent through. So you have a more W-2 style employment relationship with your employer. You're just doing it through the employer of record. So you can do it quickly, you can do it in 5 to 7 business days, and you can do it without any of the complex headaches of setting up entities or any of the compliance risk of, engaging independent contractors who might actually be employees if somebody was really looking into it.